So hi and welcome to another review, and today we're going to be taking the first impression at the hati-s here. Just want to say this is a sample version, so the things might change on the retail version. I'll be doing a full detailed review later on where I do latency tests, more measurements, force gauge tests for the press, and a lot more information, but that comes later on. This is my first impressions from just streaming with it and gaming with it on a Friday, and also just from general day-to-day gaming, so I've got a good feel for it going forward. So a lot of people are going to ask me how this compares to the Mira S. I've already done a first impression of the Mira S, that's out already, go and check that out. And I'm going to be dropping a comparison against both of them, the Mira S and the hati-s, to give you an idea of which one I think is better, because these look on the surface very similar, but they are quite different underneath the hood. So the shape of this, well, it's in the size range of the MM710, the MM711, the Model O-, the Ultralight 2, the Razer Viper Mini, and the Mira S. This is a small sized gaming mouse here, and it's in the ultralight category. The style here, it's got the ultralight hexagon shapes in these cut out as you would expect. It's also down all the sides, so if you're a little bit sensitive to the holes in the side, this will probably annoy you, you'll be able to feel it. It's got honeycomb cutouts on the base as well. It's got a slightly flared front area, a bit like a mini Final Mouse, I would say here, something like the Air 58, and it's also rocking what looks like a phantom paint job from Final Mouse. It's very, very similar with the blue as well. So going over the basic measurements here, I measured it at 113mm in length. At the grip it was 57mm, and high is 39mm. It's also rocking the 3389 sensor here, which is a slightly newer sensor to the 3360. I do like this sensor. I'm certainly getting more used to it, and I do prefer the 3360 still, or the Hero in the Logitech, but this is still a decent sensor out there, one of the best on the market for sure. So build quality, well, there's no squeaks, rattles, there's no wobble in the main left and right buttons here, which is good to see, even though it's a split shell. So nice little build quality there, but there's a little bit of playing left and right on the scroll wheel here. This is a sample version, so hopefully that will change in the full retail version though. Scroll wheel's rocking the black Khalif here. For me, it's not the Khalif scroll wheel I would prefer. I prefer the Khalif red one. The scroll's reasonable on it, it's just not my favourite one. It's also got a slightly flat profile scroll wheel. There's no curve, it's more like the Viper here. The main buttons here, well, it's rocking on-on switches, but good to see here it's rocking the 20 million on-on switches. It's got the D2FC-F7N 20 million on-ons here with the white dot on the top. These are pretty good switches. I do like these. They're in things like the MM710. I will be doing a review in the future on all the switches that I've seen and all the switches I've got. I'm going to be doing that on one mouse to give you a comparison of what the difference is here. Just keep you out for that, although it's running a little bit late. I've been promising it for quite a bit. But the feel of these on-runs, they are snappy, they are nice to press. I am a fan of the 20 million on-runs here, even though these are the China versions, not the Japanese ones. Got a good press, there's certainly a good switch here. Plunger's right on top of the switch as well, so there's no pre-travel. There's a little bit of post-travel, but nothing to get worried about. It's rocking on the side buttons, the green Harano switches. Feel decent. It's good to see these in a nice switch on here, so no complaints really from these side buttons. It's also nice to see they're also using a Harano switch here for the DPI button as well. No micro switch on this one. It's rocking 3 skates. It's got no PTFE skate for the sensor, but it's got a large rear skate and 2 split front skates. These do look custom to the hati-s here, so you're going to have to get some custom skates only that are available for the hati-s. You won't be able to use any other skate here that I can tell. Not a bad thing, but something to think about if you want to upgrade them in the future. Cable here, it's using a black shoelace material here. For me, it's a little bit stiff. I don't know why. Normally they're a little bit flexible, but this one feels a little bit stiff to me here. Again, sample, so might change in the future. It's also got a detachable front cable, which uses a micro USB here. Few people are fans of these, few people aren't. I don't mind them. I like the way you can change the cable without having to open it, but they are sometimes subjective to wobble on the PCB after a bit of time and use over that. So we'll have to keep an eye on it and see how that goes in the future. A good idea to compare that against something like the Skull Mini that they did that has the same kind of cable. Shape-wise, I've got an 18x9cm hand here, and I expected it to be a little bit small in my hand. My daily is G Pro Wireless, but I really did get on with this. I like the shape of it, I like the movement of it. It gives me a little bit of support on the back of my little finger where my kind of palm rests. I'm not a full palm user, I'm kind of a claw hybrid. And this gave me some decent support. I didn't really miss the additional length from my G Pro Wireless, which surprised me. I'm not always a fan though of the flared front here. I would like it to be a little bit more in trim or in kind of line with the sides here, but overall it's a good shape. If you're after something like a mini Final Mouse, this one could be the one to get if you can't get the Ultralight 2. We'll have to see how it compares in the future against it. Weight here, well, it comes in at a nice 52 grams. This thing is light. That's a good weight here. I certainly like this weight. Could be a little bit light for me. I find that I tend to have a little bit of difficult stopping with them because they're so fast. But I do like the weight of this mouse. Whether I can adjust to that is my own personal preference. If you've got a lightweight, small mouse, this is certainly going to be one of the lightest ones in that category going forward. Thanks to iTacTech, who sent this out for me to check out. Check out their website. They do a lot of things like mouse feet, mouse accessories for your gaming mouse as well. I'll put a link in the description. So I hope you like this video. Like I say, we're going to be doing a comparison against the Mira S, which is going to be one of its rivals, as well as I'll do some comparisons later on. Probably take me a while. Against the other smaller mice, I slammed on the Model O minus, which I've got there. I need to review that and check out my Mini Viper. I've done a full detailed review of that. If you want to see the kind of quality that I go into when I do a full review, and these ones will be getting that treatment. And then until later, I shall see you again. Catch you later. Bye bye.